What's up, Notary family? Welcome back to my channel. Shanice here of SM The Mobile Notary, coming at you with another video. Now, I'm excited about today's video because it's information that you can't find in your state-specific notary primer or your NNA certified notary signing agent manual. There are many different great training systems out there. I mean, you have Bill Soroka Sign and Thrive, which is the course that I took, and of course I'm still a part of the community. You have Mark Will's The Loan Signing System. There's Notary to Notary. I mean, there are a bunch of training systems out there. However, I can't speak for each course and the level of detail that they went into when it comes to safety tips. So that's why I wanted to make this video so everyone has access to this information. Especially for my newer signing agents who are considering either getting commissioned or just starting out, to start thinking about these things. And for my experienced notary signing agents, these also could be some helpful jewels to you as well. So make sure you stick around and stay tuned. Now, I personally have never felt unsafe or uncomfortable in a signing, and I'm very blessed and fortunate for that. Knock on wood that continues. And I quite frankly like the flexibility of being a loan signing agent. I like traveling. I don't like being confined to just one sort of office space. So I do enjoy the flexibility that it provides, but it doesn't mean that I'm not always cautious of my surroundings and people. And especially with COVID, it's definitely impacted the way that I engage with my clients at the signing table. So today we're going to talk through 3 safety hacks that you can implement on a day-to-day schedule for free or fairly inexpensively. Let's hop right into it. So first safety hack, number 1, I have to grab my notary bag for this, which is right here. This is my notary bag. This is the baby, the money maker. So I love this bag in particular. Mind you, I've been through about 2 bags in about 3 months. I have a very specific organizational style, and this bag fits my needs. As you're searching for a notary bag, you always just want to find something that fits what you need. It holds, of course, my documents, legal size and letter size paper, extra clipboards. It holds my journal because we're required to have one in New Jersey. My pouch of supplies that I keep, my pens, my sticky notes, all of my card readers. I have 2. I have the square, which is a swipe, and then I also have the one if you have a chip. So it definitely holds all of my items very comfortably. And not only is that important just to be professional, you just always want to make sure you can easily access things. And this is important because I always carry around my baby right here. This is my maximum strength pepper spray. Now, I got this from Amazon, and of course I'll drop it in the description box below, but I travel with this everywhere I go, and it's always in the same consistent place, so I know exactly where it is if I need to get it without even thinking. I know exactly where it's at. Now, I operate primarily in the evenings throughout the week, and prior to daylight savings, it got dark pretty quickly. I mean, even now it's still pretty dark because I don't stop taking clients until 11 p.m. during the week, and that's pretty late. And sometimes I have to drop off documents pretty late or leave a signer's house pretty late. And it may be a FedEx that's a little bit more tucked away or a UPS that's a little bit sketchy. So I always just like to have that extra layer of support with me so I can ensure that I can get from point A to point B to back home without any issues. And again, I'll of course drop this mace that I brought from Amazon. I think it was around like $8. It was fairly cheap. I'll drop that in the description box below. On to hack number 2. Now, this is more of a supplies hack for your own personal safety. As a loan signing agent, we're dealing with tons of paperwork. I mean, I can't count how much paper I've gone through in like 4 months. It's been ridiculous. And all paper is not made the same. Please understand that. There's the eco-friendly thicker paper. There's the standard regular paper, I guess it is. It's a little bit thinner. I mean, you're constantly turning pages, and when you're either prepping documents or in front of a client going through a 14-page deed, you kind of want to just get through pages, right? And sometimes it's a little bit difficult depending on if your hands are moisturized, and it's really a thing. It can be annoying, and people tend to unconsciously lick their finger to turn the pages quickly. Pre-COVID, that was unsanitary, and definitely with COVID now, it's definitely super unsanitary. But if you're in the midst of your signing, you may not be thinking of things like that. What I like to use is the wet finger. Now, my wet finger, I unfortunately threw it in the trash because I left the top out in my bag and it dried out. But this is kind of what it looks like, and there are different gadgets or different options that you can buy. for fairly inexpensive. I got mine at Amazon and it worked pretty well for me. I just forgot to put the top back onto it, so it kind of dried out. But that's one gadget that you can use and just have on a signing table, so it's there when you need it and you can see it and think, okay, naturally not to do this, and just kind of dab your finger. It just gives you enough moisture to get through your pages quickly. Now, I know that may seem like common sense, right? Because we're in this COVID environment, but especially for newer signing agents that may be super nervous just getting to their appointment, once they sit down, they may just be so focused on the document and just trying to get through the actual signing that they're not being conscious of some habits that they're actually exhibiting. So you definitely just kind of want to make sure that you have that on the table so it's in an eye's view, so you can look at it and not, do the lick thing. We all have been there, especially when we first started out. New signing agents, super nervous. I don't even know how I got through my first appointment. It's still all just a blur. But it's something just to be mindful of. And also on the supplies hack, pens. Now, of course, sometimes borrowers will just not have pens with them for some strange reason. All of your signings may not take place in someone's home. The lender may require for you to use blue pen, and maybe the borrower doesn't have blue pen handy. What I like to do is, if a signer needs to use my pen to complete a signing, of course I'll give them the extra and I'll just let them keep it. If they try to give it back to me, I say, oh no, thank you, it's yours, it's a gift. And I kind of like make a joke about it so it doesn't come across as being rude, like, oh, I don't want to touch your pen. But it definitely eliminates cross-contamination. Now, a second option that you can do is always bring a plastic baggie along with you in your signings. And if you do lend out pens, you can have the signers just drop the pen in your baggie. And when you get home, you can just Lysol it down or just sanitize it. That's an option if you don't want to worry about buying pens every month. I just consider pens a monthly expense. And I got these literally from the dollar store. I mean, this is a pack of 10 pens for $1. This is a pack of 4 pens for $1. So literally for less than $5 every single month, you'll have more than enough pens than you need to actually lend out. And it's fairly inexpensive if you don't want to go through sanitizing pens when you get home. That's just an option for you as well to protect yourself in your signing appointments. Number 3, last but certainly not least, dropping your location. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I particularly operate during the evenings. I take signings from 6:30 onwards to 11 o'clock during the week. During the weekends, I operate during the day and I'm closed on Sunday, a day to rest. However, at night is when a bunch of folks are finally home from work, they're ready to get their paperwork signed. I have a lot of high volume appointments just during that evening period, and a bunch of other notary signing agents experience this as well. If you're traveling around at night to different service areas, you may not always be familiar with where you're going. I serve 4 counties in northern New Jersey, and for the most part, I'm pretty familiar with a bunch of the towns that I visit frequently, but there's always a few towns that I have no idea where they are when those appointments come through, and I have to look to check to see if it's actually in my service area for me to take it. Me personally, I just like being familiar with the area, whether it's just a landmark or a highway that I know. I just have a sense of comfortability if I know where I'm going, even if it's not fully, just a little bit. As you're starting off as a notary signing agent or just a mobile notary public and you're moving around these different spaces that you may not be comfortable with or familiar with, always feel free to drop your location to a family member or a friend that you've been conversing with throughout the day. You definitely want to make sure it's someone reliable. And you can always say, hey, I have an appointment this afternoon. I should be finished around 4:30. If you don't hear from me by then, just feel free to give me a call. And if that person doesn't hear from you, they should be calling you. And you can always just text them and call to confirm you're good to go. But that extra layer of support can definitely go a long way. Whether you have an iPhone or an Android, you can drop your location to someone. If you have an iPhone, you can do it just through Send My Current Location. If you have an Android, I believe you can do it through Google Maps, but don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive you can do it through Google Maps. Now, I just want to reiterate that I love the flexibility of being a loan signing agent and a mobile notary public. I mean, I love it. I get to go as I please. I take signings as I please. I mean, I really enjoy the flexibility of it. However, just as any new endeavor or something that you're doing, you just have to be cautious and mindful of people and your surroundings. If you're a newer loan signing agent, I hope these things give you some ideas as you continue to protect yourself every day to make your money. As you're an experienced loan signing agent, I do hope these hacks can help you just reevaluate what you're doing and how those things contribute to the longevity of your business. That's all I got for you guys today. More videos coming soon. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be dropping all of the items I mentioned in the description box below. Until next time, Shanice from SM, the Mobile Notary, out.